On this episode, I'm going to show you how to tile around a window, so make sure you stay tuned. Welcome again to my bathroom renovation series. Again, I'm just trying to fix all the mistakes the contractors left for me to do. If you want to know more about what happened to this bathroom and why everything is just backwards, and I'll leave the video right here. Make sure you watch that video after you watch this one so you can get further explanation of what I'm trying to do in this bathroom. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to tile around this window so that you can have that nice clean look. With that being said, let's get to it. This window is going to be right beside the shower, but it's not going to get wet because I'm going to be putting some glass doors or glass walls around here. So this is going to get protected. I'm just going to go by what's already existing here, and that seems to be the mold resistant drywall, which is called green, and I just bought a sheet of that. So make sure that everything is nice and level. Take your level, and everything needs to be aligned. So if it's not aligned, I would take some shims and place it against the stud so that once you put your level along here, everything would be seamless when you put on that drywall. If you need any tools that I've used within this video, I'll leave all the link on the description down below. Got the mold guard drywall installed all throughout the framing and the sides of the window. It's time to put on the mesh tape on the butt joints and seams. I'm going to be using this mold resistant mesh tape. Again, all the tools and materials that I use in this video, I'll leave all the links on the description down below. You're probably wondering, why am I butting onto old tile? Explanation on that will be on this video right here, because contractor started this project and they messed up, and now we're just pretty much trying to scrap everything and trying to make everything right without having to tear down everything, just to save costs. Here's an option, and depending on your situation, if your window is by a shower and it's gonna get hit by water, then I highly suggest that you use this Aqua Defense. This is a waterproofing membrane, but since this is not gonna be splatted or gonna be exposed to water, there's just gonna be a tub right here, but that's it. There's not gonna be no crazy splashes going on. Because if you look right here, this shower pan is gonna have a glass wall that's gonna be separating and excluding this, and it's not gonna get hit by water. I'm not gonna put the waterproofing on it, and it won't hurt actually. Just add this Aqua Defense, but I'm not gonna put that in there. I'm gonna go straight mortar and tile it. Now I'm just gonna measure for tile, and then I'm gonna cut the tile. Got my measurements. The tile saw I'm using is by Project Source. This is 7-inch wet saw. Here's that tile cut for that corner for the window. So I got all my tile cut, all aligned, ready to go, all cut and fitted before we're gonna apply this. Now we got our mortar thin set. Our mortar thin set we mixed up. You want it to have it like a peanut butter like texture, like so. We're gonna apply the thin set on the butt joints and all where we put the mesh, and then we're gonna apply the tile. Where there's a gap, you want to fill that in with mortar thin set. Gaps like these. Push in the thin set. Using a drywall pan like this is very helpful. I'm going to be using this 1/2-inch notch trowel. Apply it step by step, one tile at a time. You don't want to cover the whole thing with thin set, and then it'll dry up. So you want to work tile by tile, and then at the back of the tile you want to spread the same mortar or thin set at the back and notch it. It's called back buttering. Here's the system I'll be using to do the levels. One for spacers. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch spacers because that's what the existing space was. Make sure you get every single inch of this stuff. Our leveling system, put it on the back. I'm not going to put this leveling system on here because this is old material. So I'm just going to put it on where it's going to touch the new. Take your wet rag. Wipe off any excess. Now since this is old material, I'm not going to put a spacer here because there's still some old grout. If I do put a spacer here, it's not going to be a total 1/4 inch. So you're just going to have to use your eyes for if you're joining to old tile. You want to make sure everything is leveled with the old tile. If this is sunken in too low, just add a little bit more mortar behind this. Or if it's too high, take out some mortar from the back to make it flush with the old existing. So this one here is good. Now we're just going to repeat the same thing for the next level up. After leaving this overnight, everything should be nice and dry. Now we can take out the spacers. Use a rubber mallet. So these you can reuse these as well. So once you knock those off, this one you can throw away. This one you want to reuse, save it. Once you remove the spacers and the leveling caps, you're going to end up probably with this extra thin set between the cracks. What you're going to want to use is probably like a box knife or some sort of knife, and just chip away any excess that you might see like this. Clean up. So notice right here we didn't put any tile yet on the sides because we're going to apply an edging. So what I'm going to be using is this aluminum tile edging. So you're going to measure about what you need, and it's totally up to you what design or what cut you want, but I'm going to do a 45-degree cut. Just like what we did here for the niche, we did a 45 cut, your 45-degree line. Just like that. Put thin set and then place this on top of the thin set. We got all our pieces cut, we got our area dropped out, we got our aluminum framing cut, and we have our thin set ready. Again, peanut butter like texture. I'm going to take my first aluminum border, place it on top. Take our spacer. You gotta clean as you go. So it's now the next day. Everything is nice and hard. Everything hardened already. Now we can take out all the spacers that's here. You can save these. So we got our grout, peanut butter like texture. You got your grout float, water for cleanup. After you grout it, make sure you wait about 30 to an hour for it to dry up, and then use a wet sponge and a microfiber towel to clean up and do the detailing. But that's pretty much how easy it is you can tile a window. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be glad to answer them. And again, friends, this is an easy job. There's just a lot of things that you gotta take in consideration, whether what tile pattern that you're trying to look for. If you found this video super helpful, please hit that big thumbs up, press the subscribe notification bell, and I'll see you friends on the next video.